for all of you who are here. Thank you so much for your support. This thing is still telling me that I'm not online, but I know I could be, so I'm trying to be cool. Let's see. All right. Well, while this thing works, hello. Once again, I am Jovanka from JovankaCiares.com, and this is another episode of the Reclaiming Wellness Live today with day 4 of the Reclaiming Wellness challenge, all about the Reclaiming Wellness book. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout the day. We're going to be here for every day for the next 9 days, talking about one chapter from the book Reclaiming Wellness. So today we're going to talk about yoga and other forms of movement. And I wanted to read an excerpt of the book, but before I do that, I wanted to tell you what forms of movement I actually include in this chapter. So I include yoga, of course, because it's one of the most popular wellness practices out there, and it's very obvious, right? Like you can't have a book about wellness practices and not include yoga. But I also include Tai Chi, which is an Asian form of movement that helps people that you can practice at all times in your life, and it's very flexible inducing. It helps you reduce inflammation. It helps you bring oxygenated blood to different parts of the body, and it's actually almost like a meditative movement practice. I also mentioned Qigong, which is another Far East practice of wellness. I mentioned Capoeira. So if you don't know what Capoeira is, you need to pick up a copy of the book. It is an Afro-Brazilian fitness practice that is incredibly popular today. And it is not for those people who may not be super flexible and fit, because you are using your body weight a lot and you're gyrating and moving all over God's creation. And it is fantastic. But let me tell you, it was one of the hardest workouts I have ever had done. So, and then I mentioned tapping, which is not really a form of movement. You're not really like working out, but you are tapping. You're essentially using meridian points, similar to the acupressure points. Meridian points here, here, and then here at the top of the head, to help you reduce stress, anxiety, help you attain goals, because it actually helps connect you with that subconscious mind that we talk about when we were talking about yesterday about going within. We talked about meditation and hypnosis and other practices that will help you connect your conscious mind with your subconscious mind. Well, tapping does that, but it does that with a physical activity. And that's the reason why I wanted to incorporate it into the movement section of the book. So let's read a little excerpt of the book. Let's see if I find one. I think I had one already. Yeah, queued in. So here we go. It says, by the middle of the 20th, this is about yoga, of course. By the middle of the 20th century, India's nationalist movement and the fight for independence from colonial England was in full force, and yoga became one way for the country to establish its cultural identity. Afterward, the practice evolved into the many varieties available today, and it has become so incredibly popular and well-renowned that the United Nations has designated June 21 as International Day of Yoga, a day celebrated in every corner of the world. In addition, thousands of studies have been conducted on yoga, seeking to understand its benefits for body and mind. As for myself, after doing yoga for about 3 months, I didn't need professional or scientific confirmation of its efficacy as both therapy and a physical workout regime. I noticed my recurring upper back pain and shoulder knots had eased, and I was able to manage conflict with less sassiness than before. So that is a little paragraph for you about yoga. I talk in the book about how when I first went to a yoga class, I was the only person of color, and I felt like I wasn't really welcomed. Not because they made me feel unwelcome, but because I felt like I don't belong here, right? There's only these super skinny, super flexible white girls in this class, and maybe one dude, and me. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I talk about talking to my teacher at the time, and told her about my concerns. And she was like, yoga comes from people of color, people that look like you. So my suggestion to you is, if this space doesn't make you feel comfortable, try another space, or make the space, right? Find the space, bring some friends, find a yoga instructor, and bring the space to you, bring the practice to you. And that is, at the end of the day, the quintessential lesson in this book. It's about finding ways to recognizing that these practices are ours, regardless of the color of your skin or your socioeconomic background or where you are in your healing journey. And it is all also about making sure that your body, your mind, and your soul incorporate these practices, because you deserve it. And once you incorporate them, you'll realize that they have been yours from the start. There is a way for you to honor your ancestors, your lineage. When you pick up a copy of a book like this, you read it, you incorporate these practices, you're honoring them, you're honoring yourself, and you're honoring the generation that will come after you, that generation that you'll get to pass on this amazing knowledge. So that is the lesson for today. Your homework is to practice some yoga or any other wellness practice, and just hashtag tag me everywhere on social media. It doesn't have to be just on YouTube. It could be anywhere on social media. Tag me or use the hashtag reclaiming wellness now and in the future, because this is not just a book, this is a movement. And I expect very good, amazing things to happen with this book and the Reclaiming Wellness Educational Initiative, which, if you don't know, it's all about bringing some of this practice at low to no cost to communities all over the country. So thank you so much for listening. Make sure that if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you leave your comment below, that you share this video all over the internet, and that you subscribe for more tips and a jolt of motivation for your healthy, happy, and beautiful life.